first time, Sri Adishakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi travels to the heart of the universe, beginning her auspicious journey in Mumbai, India, the Yoga Bhumi, the land of yoga and the Kundalini of the universe, where a small group of local yogis gather to wish their fond farewells, knowing that later that same day, the 31st of December, the last day of 1973, Sri Mataji will land by aeroplane in London, the heart of the heart.
England will be Jerusalem. Remember that. I've come all the way from India to do that. Let's see how the English are going to behave towards it.
Nearly 2,000 years since Sri Mataji last walked in England as Mother Mary with her son, the youthful Jesus. 150 years since the incarnation of Sri Bhairavanath as William Blake.
He predicted it 100 years back, and today if you come to Sahajog, you'll be amazed what you are. Whatever he has predicted about England being the Jerusalem of tomorrow, that tomorrow is today. The place of worship, where people have to come to worship.
Salutations to the goddess who abides in Wales, Cymru, the land of the Kundalini power, of Sri Gauri Kundalini Mata, the Maharashtra of Britain, and the land of the goddess Rhiannon, who rides the pure white horse of the Kundalini. We worship Mount Snowdon, Iroidhva, the seat of that Kundalini power, drawing the water element from the ocean as purifying rain. We honor the holy isle of Anglesey in Isman, the intersection of numerous nadis and ley lines in the Mother Earth, and the central point within the British Isles, land of abundant fertility, and last stronghold of the Druids who worshipped Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya. With its Swayambhu to Sri Ganeshwar Holy Head, Kairgabi, guarding towards the west. And the great river Severn, Avon Havren, one of the 7 great nadis of Britain, winding from the Plinlimmon Mountains in the west towards the Bristol Channel, the Vishuddhi of Britain, and the wide Atlantic Ocean. Wales, land of song, rivers, and mountains. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Eravasini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to the goddess who abides in Ireland, Era, the land of the goddess Eru, the land of the Devi, the center heart chakra of Sri Jagadamba, of Sri Durga Mata, who took the form of a blessed cow, Sri Gomata, along the banks of the river Boyne, Awan Naborna, who was the paps of Anu, the Hiach Anan, grants all the sustenance of the Mother Goddess from her all-embracing love for the world with her nourishing breasts, and who manifested as Bridget of the Flame, the Celtic goddess Breed at the hill of Ishnach, the place of the hearth, and the sacred centre of Ireland, from where, on the 1st of February each year, they light the beacons to enlighten all the 32 counties of Ireland with the light of the triple goddess of the sun, Breed. We salute the Swayambus at Skellig Michael, Skellig Vichil to the southwest, and at Ireland's Eye, Inish Mac Nithorn in the east, and the 7 hills of Dublin, Bala Acha Cliach, and the 7 hills of Belfast, Bale Firsta. We bow to the great river Shannon, Antunnan, the longest river of the British Isles, which flows from Shannon Pot in the Culca Mountains, Ben Chulchach, near the border with Ulster, Ulach in Northern Ireland, to flow southerly through Loch Allian, Loch Ree and Loch Derget, through the cities of Athlone, Bala Achaluan and Limerick, Limonach, and into the Shannon Estuary, to the place where in the mid-1980s Sri Mataji's feet touched the land of Ireland for the one and only time at Shannon Airport, en route to America.
England itself is really a great country. It's the heart of the universe. It's the greatest country as far as the articulation is concerned, and the source of all that is good comes from this country.
Om Tvaneva Sakshat Shri Angla Vasani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Salutations to the goddess who abides in England, the land of Sri Shiva, the pure spirit, the left heart, the pure white land of Albion of William Blake, as expressed by the evocative white cliffs of Dover, the land where the goddess herself abides as purity and chastity.
The heart is the most important organ in the body. If the heart fails, the whole body fails. Supposing the brain fails, still the body will go on. But if the heart fails, the body stops functioning. So the attack is on the heart. All the satanic forces and demonic forces and destructive forces will try to attack the heart. Naturally. Because if they attack any other place, then the body will be still functioning. So first they will try all their methods to attack the heart.
Om Tvaneva Sakshat Shri Nadishvara Namo Namaha. We invoke Sri Shiva, a Shri Nadishvara, the Lord of rivers, the channels, to vibrate the nadis of England and to awaken the people of this land of Albion from spiritual sleep.
The river Thames has to become the Ganges. This is the heart of the universe. England is the heart.
First with Sri Mataji at Seven Springs in Gloucestershire, the source of the Thames and the Cotswold Hills. From the Sanskrit Tamas, the Ida Nadi that flows through the heart of the universe and purifies this universe. We worship the 7 rivers, the Sapta Nadis of the heart, the Thames, the Derwent in Yorkshire, the Trent in Derbyshire, the Ouse in Cambridgeshire, the Don in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, the Forth in Stirling, Scotland, and the Severn in Wales and England.
This is we are sort of honoring the rivers, 5 rivers, that they should get awakened, and those who drink water out of those rivers should have the navi by which they should seek God.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Thames Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Derwent Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Trent Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ouse Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Don Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Forth Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Seven Nadi Swamini Namo Namaha. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. We honor and remember all the divine hands that have come before to lay the foundations of the New Jerusalem. We remember how Sri Ganesha himself meditated upon the banks of the River Thames, and later Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya, whose spiritual followers became the first Druids and the builders of Stonehenge. Like Blake in his poem Jerusalem, and confirmed by Srimataji herself, we remember how in ancient time, in the first half of the 1st century AD, sometime between the years 12 and 29, Mother Mary and the youthful Jesus landed in his uncle's merchant ship at Looe on the Cornish coast, and walked all over the west country of England, vibrating the earth for generations to come. How Christ planted his staff in the Mother Earth at Wirral Hill, overlooking Glastonbury Tor, Ynys Awdren, the Agya Chakra of England, and it rooted overnight and grew into a hawthorn tree that blooms each year at Christmas. How Christ once built there and dedicated a wooden temple in honor of his mother that was worshipped and praised by the patron saint of Wales, St. David, centuries later in 540 AD, and even recognized by Augustine, the 6th century Bishop of Canterbury, as the first church, and one divinely built by the hands of Christ himself. And how Christ and Mary loosened the stranglehold of Druidic power over the heart of the society of ancient Britons. Those same Druids who had by then become corrupt and jealously controlled knowledge and power like high-caste Brahmins with their secret knowledge and rituals. In 3rd century Roman Britain, Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya again incarnated as the soldier St. Alban, from the word alba, meaning white, to protect the spiritual from harm. When put on trial for giving sanctuary to a persecuted Christian, he declared to his Roman judges, "I worship and adore the true and living God, who created all things." In Georgian Britain, from 1757 to 1827, Sri Bhairavanath incarnated as William Blake to express through all the arts a complete vision of the New Jerusalem, to show in unparalleled detail the spiritual evolution of humankind, how to become the divine humanity by the awakening of Jerusalem within every human being, the feminine power of the Kundalini. And so he both prepared the way and prophesied the coming of Srimataji and of Saj Yoga, foretelling the laying of the foundation stone of the New Jerusalem in Lambeth's Vale at the ashram in Chelsham Road.
It was to be that in England you had to establish Jerusalem. I need not tell you again and again how important is England in the play of divine. Those who are realized and have experienced know it, that this is the place, this is the country which has to circulate the spiritual powers all over the world. The whole of England has to be saved, because if the heart dies, the whole universe will die.
We remember all the great incarnations that have worked so hard to lay the spiritual foundations we enjoy today. We salute them and honor them and pray to them to inspire us in the work of the divine. More than anywhere else in the world, over 1,300 stone circles appear all over the British Isles, dating back to Neolithic times and the very beginnings of agrarian society. None compares with Stonehenge. During visits with yogis in the early 1980s, Srimataji described Stonehenge as the Sahasrara of England and explained that it manifests the union of the Holy Trinity of the Shiva, Shakti, and Ganesha principles. It contains a Shiva lingam, and the heel stone is a Sri Ganesha stone, while the inner blue stone circle, more of a parabola, represents the Shakti power. Some of the stones were described by Srimataji as Swayambhus created by the Mother Earth, while most have been engineered by man, some of the large blue sarsen stones having been transported over 170 miles away from the Preseli Mountains in Pembrokeshire, South Wales. According to Srimataji, Sri Adiguru Dattatreya himself oversaw the construction. Apparently the cross lintels were added much later and actually stopped the flow of vibrations. Relatively few of these lintels remain today. Astrologically, the structure is oriented towards the winter solstice at sunset and the summer solstice at sunrise, and the site is on cardinal ley lines that connect it to other sites of great spiritual significance within the British Isles and beyond. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Alba Vasini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to the goddess who abides in Scotland, Alba, the Sahasrara of Great Britain, the pure white land of Sri Sadashiva, of Lord God Almighty, and the holy seat of Sri Shiva himself, who resides at Mount Schiehallion, near Aberfeldy, in the very geographical centre of Scotland. Schiehallion, the Caledonian mountain of the fairies. Srimataji commented that as in the Himalayas, Sri Shiva resides in the north, looking southward, and originally asked the yogis to find an ashram here in Scotland before eventually settling at Shutikams in Cambridgeshire in the mid-1980s. Scotland is full of stone circles from Neolithic times, like the majestic ring of Brodgar, Broyer, in the Orkney Islands, and vibrated holy islands such as the Isle of Skye, Anchilan Skiernach, and Iona, I Chalaim Chilie. Edinburgh itself, Dunedin, has 7 hills vibrated with strands of Sri Mataji's hair and includes the Ganesha Swayambhu of Arthur's seat, Suya Arter. For William Blake, Scotland represented Orthona, the mysterious Shiva-like Zoa of inspiration and poetic genius, the one who tirelessly keeps the divine vision in time of trouble, and who incarnates as Los, the divine artist and craftsman, with his hammer beating out the rhythm of time, taking us beyond the physical, emotional, and rational worlds to lead us towards the pure realm of the spirit. But more than this, as foretold first by Blake and again emphasized by Sri Mataji herself, through the pure love of Sri Shiv Shakti, we celebrate the coming together of all the 4 chambers of the heart: England, Albion, Scotland, Alba, Ireland, Eire, and Wales, Cymru, to form the blessed integrated heart that heralds the coming of the New Jerusalem, the golden age of heaven on earth, showering the light of the Supreme Spirit, manifest through the spirit of all beings. Bolo Shri Nový Jeruzalem Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmal Devi Ki Jai.
I'm sure this great country is going to assume that status of becoming Jerusalem, the place of worship, where people have to come to worship.